All right, let's talk about Kyler Murray, first pick of the draft. First of all, this is why hand size is going to become less and less issue as far as quarterbacks coming out in college. Grips the ball, 1 with the ring finger and under 4. Man, he really grabs a small part of the ball. Not going to matter how big or small his hands are. When you have that type of grip, he's going to be able to sling it wherever he wants. But Kyler Murray, let's talk about the rest of his mechanics. His mechanics are flawless. That was the one thing that blew me away when I watched the film. I mean, he is always in a perfect throwing position. And what I mean by that is his body's always lined up to the target to where he wants to throw it. Feet are in the right spot, shoulders are in the right spot. Of course, he's a righty, right? So his body would be this way. He's slightly left of the target always, okay? But this is the thing I love about Kyler Murray. Being in the great throwing motion, he has a little bit of a baseball element to his motion where he does drop the ball. But important thing to know, he drops the ball, the arm angle doesn't break. It doesn't get down like this into Tim Tebowville. That's a no-no. You want to always keep this 90-degree angle in your throwing motion. Kyler Murray does that, and then within doing that, man, he can get the ball quickly out of his hands, but keeps the body always in great quarterback throwing positions, even with this little baseball element where he gets lined up and he gets turned and he creates opposites between the upper body and the lower body to where he gets into this position and allows him to throw the ball with great power and velocity. And when he does it, man, the ball absolutely pops out of his hand. There's other quarterbacks in history that have a baseball element to their throwing motion. John Elway would be one of those guys. He was the third baseman for the New York Yankees, of course, right? Russell Wilson, ex-baseball player, shocker. This is where it's different between Elway and Kyler Murray are more similar in their baseball motion than maybe a Russell Wilson. You know, Kyler Murray, even though it's more of a baseball motion, he still does a lot of the proper quarterback mechanics where we talked about getting the body lined up and creating the opposites and getting turns with the upper shoulder. Russell Wilson, on the other hand, is very rare in the fact that he really doesn't create any opposites between the upper body and the lower body. Russell Wilson really kind of stays open and lets his arm do it all from right there. And it speaks to the talent and the size of the hand that Russell Wilson has, because that is not an easy way to throw the football. It's not easy to emulate that time after time after time. And Russell Wilson does it, and of course is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. With Kyler Murray, the baseball aspect, to talk about the ability to create opposites between the upper body and the lower body, and he gets like this. The other thing that makes him phenomenal with his motion and his mechanics is throwing on the run. I mean, the throwing on the run is off the charts. He made some throws last year at Oklahoma that I just would go, there's only a few people in the NFL that could do that on the run. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, whatever it may be. Go back to the semifinal game against Alabama and watch him run to the right and throw a 55-yard bomb down the middle of the field. That was perfect mechanics. But on the run, what he always does is, again, the arm stays here, and yes, he drops it, but as he's getting ready to throw, he gets his upper body turned towards the target, and that allows him to kind of uncork and let the arm act as a catapult from there. You want it to kind of look like this. Gather up and get your shoulder turned to where you can just fly out of it and throw it on the run. Kyler Murray's a master at it. I mean, he's flying a lot faster than I'm going to be flying, I know that. But he is there, and it's boom, and it's on the money.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.